Hey, welcome to Sunday Night Live and another installment in what is fast becoming my highlight of the week. This is the last lockdown installment of Sunday Night Live as we go into a week preparing for Freedom Friday, although tomorrow is Freedom Day, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Man, we've got a jam-packed show for you tonight. We have got a little bit of news, a little bit of comic relief. We've got some, the e-run was just amazing. You guys raised some funds, so we'll tell you about that, where you can get a face mask because that was made famous by people in the country this week. And then we have none other than in Gareth G-Force Nicholson representing the household in an interview today. And if you want to learn a little bit about leadership and what it is like to lead in this time and lead after the lockdown, be sure to stick around for that interview. But after that, we have got a game of wit with none other than Warren from Urban Life Midrand. My name is Kevin and I hang around at Urban Life, love the church, love to be part of it. And let's get going into our news section of the evening. I don't know if any of you have been on the internet tonight or this week, or if you've been hiding under a rock, but there's been some pretty famous people suggesting some really weird, what can we say, cures for COVID-19. Some have suggested that we need to get UV light within the body, or we can ingest disinfectants. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to try any of that stuff. But I am still waiting for beetroot to be suggested as some sort of vaccine or cure to this. That is not going to cure you, just in case we get, I don't know, taken for spreading fake news or something. But I just want to let you know that doom is back on the table. No, okay, just to kill the cockroaches or the spiders or the cobwebs hanging out in your house if you haven't got to cleaning that, because you know some of you. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Tomorrow is Freedom Day, and yeah, it is wonderful to live in a land where we are free. Well, you know, we've got some kind of freedom. We're free to move from our lounge to the fridge, or we're free to move from the garden inside if you've got a garden, or you can go onto your balcony. But tomorrow is a public holiday, and what good is a public holiday during a public lockdown? And so just enjoy another day closer to freedom and Freedom Friday. And just when you think you're getting freedom on Friday, Big Brother has slapped you with a curfew. So just when you thought you were old enough to decide when you could go to bed perhaps, or when you could go and come and go as you please from your house, Uncle Cyril has told us that we need to be at home by 8 p.m. But enjoy the last week of your lockdown, make the most of it, bake all the banana bread you can, or sourdough if that's what you're into. I don't know what the latest trend of lockdown is, or quarantine, but I know that people are getting seriously bored. There's one lady, I don't think she has kids, but she is now throwing baby showers for birds. So birds have started to nest in their backyard and they're laying eggs, and she's throwing baby showers for them with little like cut-out things and all sorts of stuff going on. And her husband was last seen pleading for help on social media. Really weird stories, but here we go. We have been told by Uncle Cyril that we are not allowed to walk around town, we're not allowed to walk around our complexes, but that does not mean that your dog can't walk around. So check out this photo. You see, this dog, wouldn't we all like this dog? Just go and walk yourself. Or on Friday, you'll be able to walk your dog around. But in the meantime, the government and specialists within the field have been telling us to stick to a routine. Keep doing the normal things that you would normally do. And so some people have taken it to the extreme, like this guy. He's obviously an earthworks mover and he's stuck to his daily routine at home. So good for him. Then, you know, for the first time in I don't know how many years, the Indians can now see the Himalayas, and dolphins have returned to Venice, and Godzilla's returned to Tokyo. And meanwhile, in Bryanston, these have been spotted walking the streets. Now, for all of you that may be stuck in quarantine by yourself or locked down by yourself, I just want to say, if you haven't had a dinner party or you're tired of meeting people on Zoom parties or having to deal with technology, then just take a page from this guy's book and throw yourself a lovely, lovely dinner party in your bathroom. Oh, it's not playing.
Thank you for coming, Chin Chin, Chin Chin, Chin Chin. Thank you, Chin Chin guys, Chin Chin, Chin Chin, Chin Chin.
So get yourself the last remaining drops of alcohol that you might have, or whatever, take it into the bathroom and start ching-chinging everybody, or just yourself, or multiples of you. You can invent different personalities for each one if you really want to. I don't know if you want to go down that road if you're by yourself, but maybe not. But for you parents out there, it's been wonderful to spend a lot of time with your kids. But for me, I've had to work, and my wife has also had to work during this time. But some parents have found really creative ways of tying up their kids and getting some work done, like this lady has. So I don't know if masking tape will do the job with my kids, but it certainly seems to have kept these two down for the time being. But I might use duct tape and chain for mine. Anyway, they're probably watching right now. So you've tried the tape, parents, but you have toys in the house. You have entertainment for the kids, and sometimes I feel like Russell Crowe in the movie Gladiator when he utters these words. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I feel like I walk around the house just spouting, are you not entertained? Paw Patrol does real good. Shout out to the creators of Paw Patrol there. You guys, yeah, but too much just gets the kids all riled up. Meanwhile, I don't know if you found the same thing, but my kids during like a normal routine of life, or what was normal, you know, they're going to school, that kind of stuff. They'll eat one bite of the corner of a toast, have a sip of juice, and they're good for the whole day. Whereas now, during quarantine, it seems like they've both entered into an eternal hot dog eating contest and are trying to beat each other at who can eat the most. And so we're just going through food at an alarming rate. But here's a parent that's got quite clever with how to control the snacks. So she's got Monopoly money, and there you go. She's got the snack rack. I would like a snack rack actually in my house. That would be quite cool. But here we go. There she get the chores done, get those cobwebs out. The kids might need a lesson in how to use the doom, and not on each other, but on the spiders and cockroaches. But anyway, parents, you know, with young kids, very young, like toddlers maybe, they're at home with you and they're constantly with you, right? And you're trying to get work done, and the only like peace you have is when they go to sleep, but then you're also just frazzled from the day, so you're also like in bed 15 minutes after them. But the one place that you are perhaps untouchable is the bathroom. But this always happens. I mean, even if you lock the door from the inside, they will find you. They will find you. Anyway, that ends the news section. I hope you enjoyed some of those photos and pictures of people just getting bored. And I'm sure that you're bored of COVID-19 and coronavirus and the humor that's been going on. But let me tell you something that you guys did last week. So on the 19th of April, we did a 19-minute run to raise funds for Botshabelo Relief Fund. And people, I heard stories of people running in Dubai, in other countries, all around our country, people ran for 19 minutes. Some of you have been running for 19 days. I applaud you. Well done. But anyway, you raised over 55,000 Rand. Well done. That's unbelievable. Keep going. Come on, it's great. Now, as you may have seen, our president famously put on a mask at when he addressed the nation on Thursday night. And while it was funny and endearing, and Mr. President, we honor you for your leadership, he has told all of us to wear a mask. Now, I do understand that some of our country cannot afford to buy their own mask or for their whole family. So we have started an initiative with the workshop project where if you buy a mask, we will give a mask to somebody who needs one or who doesn't have the means to buy one. And so you can go through Herbalife's social media and you can find all the links as to where you can buy them. We've made it real easy for you to buy a mask and have it delivered to you so that you don't have to break any laws and it'll get to you. But I can't wait for you guys to see Gareth G-Force Nicholson representing the Nicholson household in an interview, and we ask him everything of why the heck are you on a roof, to how do you lead during this time, and how do you think, or where do you think leadership is going to go? And if you want to learn any kind of life lesson, this is the guy to follow. Watch his rooftop videos on Instagram. They're funny, they're insightful, and incredibly valuable to your life. But let me not hold you up any further. Let's go. Let's get into the interview.
So Gareth, we've got you. You appear to be on a rooftop.
I am on our rooftop at home.
There you go.
I can see. Here I am, right here on our rooftop. I can see 3 of my neighbors. You can see right into their yards from here. They've been looking at me a little bit funny, wondering what's going on. So I said I'll send them the link for this.
Amazing. Yeah, let's do it. Well, I'm in my lounge where I normally do these from, and but I do know that from behind you, you can see the president fly in every now and then from your house.
Yes, we can keep tabs on him. So the Air Force Base is just up that way, and the approach is right across the skyline over there. So every time our president comes in, or
about it,
or when he leaves, we know about it.
So for those of you who don't know who Gareth is, he leads, spearheads the Herbalife Centurion Church, and I have the extreme honor of being under his leadership. And what an incredible leader you are! I'm encouraging you.
You can't. And let me just say, just quickly as well, it's Amy and I together that lead Centurion, and I mention it because Amy's birthday today.
Yeah, Amy's birthday today. So if you have Amy's number, we'll put it on the screen. No, I'm kidding. If you have Amy's number, please send her a message, give her a phone call, inundate her with love. But yes,
there we go. That's it.
Retract my statement. Gareth and Amy lead Herbalife Centurion, and what an honor it is to serve underneath your leadership. And you've taught me so much. And I'm hoping that you can, just in your wisdom and knowledge, just teach us a little bit of things. But in amongst that, we'll get into some fun.
Let's give it a go, Kev. Let's give it a go.
Come on. So why the rooftop? You do these videos every day from the rooftop. Why the rooftop?
So the backstory was this. You remember there was like a grateful push-up challenge or thankful challenge or something right at the beginning of lockdown. So
yes,
my daughter Beth and I came up onto the roof. Actually, it was one of these mornings when just like the mist was out, and often we just come up and park off on the roof, and it's great views from up here. And while I was up here, I was reminded of a verse which is in Matthew chapter 10, verse 27, where Jesus, talking to his disciples, said, "What you hear whispered, proclaim it from the housetops or from the rooftops. And what you hear in the dark, proclaim in the light." And just felt something jump in my spirit in that time. People really need encouragement in this season, I believe.
Yeah.
It's a time where people need encouragement. There's a lot of entertainment and content around, and you can listen to all kinds of things from all over the world or watch whatever. But I think one of the things that is maybe lacking and that we all can do more and need more of is encouragement.
Come on.
So it started with this idea of just getting up, like literally onto the housetop, onto the rooftop, and sharing some of the encouragements that I feel that God has been encouraging me with or stirring with me. So just whatever I feel God whispering to me, getting up on the roof every couple of days and just shooting a short, like less than 2-minute video, and just to put some courage in people's hearts, lift their eyes a little bit. So that's where the idea came from the rooftop.
And what has been a surprise highlight of the lockdown for you?
Surprise highlights has been just the fact, like a realization that actually we don't need to go anywhere, really. I mean, it would be nice, but going into the lockdown, I think I was a little bit worried about, feeling caged in at home. But I've just realized actually finding rhythms here, we could live like this. There'll be a couple of things to be nice to go out for, but it's kind of surprised ourselves with that. I think Amy knew going into it she'd be okay. I'm a little more maybe extroverted than her, but actually I'm doing okay in that sense.
Amazing.
So
Amazing. And so what does a typical day look like for you?
So we try hard to keep a rhythm. Believe it's important, especially rhythms are important because we shape rhythms and then over time they shape us, but especially in this lockdown thing, to keep rhythms like work hours, rhythms like weekdays and weekends. There's a lot of wisdom in that and keeping rhythms. So we try as best as possible to keep rhythms. Generally try to wake up before the kids do for a bit of devotional time. Don't always get that right.
Yeah.
They always seem to beat me in waking up. I'm not quite sure why.
And then it happens in my house too.
Yeah, I don't know. They just like have a built-in, okay, dad's about to get up, let's get up before him, alarm clock built in. So generally, like, okay, let me describe an ideal day. Wake up, devotional time without the kids. But if they wake up before us, then we do breakfast together as a family, have a small family devotional time. Amazing. And then a little bit of exercise time that doesn't happen every day, but like pop sugar for the kids, put them in front of the TV and doing their CrossFit and aerobics. And I've learned how to run around the garden, so you can do about 6 or 7 Ks in 30 minutes around the yard here. So either that or on the stationary bikes, a little bit of exercise. And now the kids are into homeschooling. So Amy's a school teacher by training, and she takes them into our makeshift classroom and they have a couple of hours of school. And during that time, Joel and I do a little bit of housework and try to get some stuff done for the day. And then around midday, it's kind of quiet time for the family. So our youngest has a nap. The other 2 are reading books or doing something like free play. And then the afternoon, we try to spend together as a family doing something, baking or whatever. So we're spending a lot of time together as a family. And then, yeah, there's a cool thing, I don't know, you guys may have seen it, the Kruger Park is streaming like game drives in the evening. So kids are often watching the game drives in the evening, and we like an early to bed family. So 7 o'clock, our kids are in bed, and then it's like mom and dad's time after that, which doesn't really, by 8 o'clock, we also like, okay, we're done. This lockdown thing is really tiring for us, at least. I don't know. I thought it'd be restful and lots of space and time. I think I'm more busy now than we were before. And I didn't say within all of that is like being the church, right? Connecting with people, following up with people, different days, maybe trying to do some preach prep for the weekend or connecting with the staff team and volunteers and all that sort of thing. So that time has become a way less structured and just happens sort of all over the place.
Okay.
And I don't know if that makes sense. Our days we try to keep a rhythm, but at the same time be flexible. Not as easy as we thought it would be.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't. It hasn't been as restful as I thought it would be. It's been interesting. I don't know if I'd rush to do it again.
I think there's been some good stuff come out of it, but also it's challenging time.
Yeah, and I think there's some cool rhythms that are going to come out of it, and so that's my next question: is has leadership of people changed in this time, and do you think it will go back to some kind of normalcy, or has it changed forever? And I'm talking in terms of leading people and church.
So I think one of the things that we found is it's quite difficult to lead in this time without the face-to-face connection, because it's hard to judge engagement or participation in leadership, right? So if you don't have constant contact with people who you are leading, it's difficult to really know how they're doing. So we get better at it on things like this, Zoom calls and Skype or whatever, and you learn to read between the lines on WhatsApp messages and all those kind of things. But it's hard to know how people are really doing unless they're willing to be a little bit vulnerable. So I think there's tension in that, in leadership, in opening the door to be vulnerable so that others can be vulnerable, and we're in this together. Will leadership change? Definitely. I think this is a history-defining moment. I don't think there's going to be a normal, at least I hope there's not. I think it'd be a tragedy if things just went back to the way that they were, and this was like a blip on the timeline of history and we didn't learn anything through it. I think it'd be a tragedy to go through this unchanged.
And so I mean, you've teed up my next question like perfectly here. So what's one thing that you can teach us in 1 minute or less that lockdown has taught you?
Okay, so I could teach you a bunch of things. I could teach you how to use InShot now. I know how to use InShot because from the rooftop. I know
that's an app, by the way. InShot is an app.
Yes, InShot is an app. I know how to spend a lot more time with kids, with our kids. I mean, I've learned a lot of patience. Lockdown has taught me a lot of patience.
Yes, it has.
Taught me to be present in moments and not try to multitask, and see the frustration in my wife and kids when I am trying to juggle things and multitask. So those are all things that I could teach you. I think the most valuable thing, the most valuable lesson that I am learning is about pulling out weeds. In our garden, we have these terrible paper thorn weed things. So if you have a yard around here, you'll know what I'm talking about. And we used to just pull them out and thought we were getting the thorns away. But I posted on our Irene group here and asked guys, how do we get rid of these? And people saying you actually have to dig probably like 20 centimeters into the ground to pull the roots out of these things.
No way.
Bulbous roots. So that's sort of been a hobby of pulling out weeds. So I've learned how to pull them out, and I've got like thousands of them to go. But here's the lesson. I think this is a time where God is pulling out weeds in my heart through the lockdown. I think it's a time where God is dealing with insecurities, with identity that's wrapped up in the things that I have been doing, dealing with purpose and all those kind of things. And I think slowly God's pulling weeds out of my heart, and it's painful. And maybe it's doing the same for you too. Maybe it's doing the same for others. But I would say this is a time where God's stripping things away from me, from us as a community. Maybe a little bit of arrogance, maybe a little bit of self-reliance, the way that we've defined ourselves. And it's just in pulling out the weeds. I think God has been showing me something. Like every day I'm just pulling some weeds out of your heart and trusting that one day it'll be a beautiful lawn without any thorns in. But it's not easy, and it's dirty, and it's messy, and it hurts a little bit.
Yeah, amazing, man. Amazing. And then do you think you're going to carry on from the rooftop after lockdown?
So look, I think if from the rooftop is still encouraging people, then yes. I don't want it. I started out with the idea maybe it'll be an everyday thing, but it's not that easy to keep the rhythm of every day. There need to be rest days, and there's wisdom in that kind of thing. I did also started from the point of view, people said it's good to have a hobby during the time of lockdown. So I feel like for me, it's a little bit of a creative outlet, maybe learning a little bit of a new skill. It's not that easy to speak into a camera if you're not used to it. So it's a bit of a way to practice. But for me, really, it's a way to reach people that would not normally associate with the church. So on Facebook, I mean, I see people watching and commenting and taking part of it that I know are very far from God. So I think if it keeps reaching people like that, even if it's one every now and then, there's a lot of benefits to it. It's teaching me something, it's encouraging others. So I think as long as there's a grace on it, as long as there's life, we'll keep it going. Maybe it'll become something else. Who knows? We'll see.
Yes. Amazing. Craziest thing you've done in the last 4 weeks? Go to the shops.
Craziest thing? No, we've only been to the shops a couple of times. We've managed to limit that as far as possible. I think the craziest thing was probably the e-run that we did the other day
Yes,
to raise
that was
funds
crazy.
for our COVID relief fund. I mean, that was crazy. It was that was a crazy idea that turned into something where I think at the end over, I don't know what it was, 55 or 60 grand.
55,000 rand, yeah.
Just for, idea of people running for 19 minutes on the 19th of April. So that was a pretty crazy thing.
I mean, I knew I wasn't going to win the longest run in 19 minutes. I just knew that. Not with 20 meters of distance. And I was using the road, the curve on the road to kind of like get me around.
Done, I saw a little pic of your outfit there as well. I hope you won a prize for that at least. It's a good effort for that.
Yeah, well, I went for wildest dressed, not best, because that wasn't best dressed by far. It was just crazy dressed.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Gareth, thanks for coming on Sunday Night Live.
Awesome, Kev. Thanks.
I hope that Amy's birthday has been great, and that you doing the cooking tonight.
I'm down for it. We already ate, but hey, again, why not?
Yeah, you guys eat like real early. We still operate on like that South American time.
No, for us it's like 5 p.m. Kids at the table. I don't know. That's just the way we roll. Kids in bed early. That's a win for us. I just noticed on the screen it's getting like really dark here, but it is because the sun is busy going down. It's beautiful sunset from up here.
I'm sure it is. It's it just gets dark in the lounge when the sun goes down, so it's not even as beautiful. Anyway, Gareth, thank you so much.
Amazing
privilege. Family be blessed this week, and enjoy the last 4 days of lockdown, and then you won't have to run around your garden. You can run around Arini.
That will be amazing. Level 4, here we come.
Level 4, here we come. Anyway, thank you so much.
Hey, and we're back live. Sorry for the technical delay and faults. The sound comes through quicker than
the
video, so it's like you watching cricket on TV and listening to the radio, so a bit of new school, old school going on. But yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry.
We'll figure it out, I guess. Then the other thing is...
Thanks for sticking around anyway, though.
Yeah, but here we go. So we've got old school against new school. So we're going to do you laugh, you lose.
Yeah.
Bad dad jokes. So Warren's not a dad. I'm not hinting at anything. So don't get any ideas.
I'm just seeing all the messages and Facebook comments coming in right now.
No. So, I mean, he hasn't told me anything. Nothing like that. So it's just he doesn't have kids. I have kids. We're going to see who can outwit each other in the bad dad jokes. So you laugh, you lose.
Yep.
The first one to get their opponent to laugh 3 times is the winner.
Or if you laugh at your own joke,
does that count?
That counts. Yeah, it counts against you.
It counts against
you? Yeah. You can't laugh at your own joke.
Can't laugh at your own joke.
Nope.
All right. So these are supposed to be. Anyway, you get the point. Anyway. Mugs away, bro. You don't have.
Am I starting?
Yeah, you don't have kids.
Here we go.
You give it to me.
Why did the cell phone need glasses?
I have no idea.
Because it lost all its contacts.
That was good. I didn't laugh though. All right. How do you make holy water?
I don't know.
You boil the hell out of it.
Almost got me there.
You're holding up pretty good there.
What did Michael Jackson call his denim store?
I don't know.
Billie Jeans.
It's the wrong move. Yeah, that's the wrong move. Okay, I've gone old school. I've got paper here. What did the drummer call his twin daughters?
I don't know.
Anna 1, Anna 2. That's Anna 1, Anna 2.
Yeah. Why did the toilet roll not make it across the road?
I don't know.
It got stuck in a crack.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, yeah. Point to you. Point to
me.
Okay.
Point to me. Point to me. All right. How did Darth Vader know what Luke got him for Christmas?
I don't know.
He felt his presence.
Star Wars joke. I think it's so funny.
It is
I think I'm gonna cry.
because the Force is. Anyway, if you don't get it, all right.
Okay,
come on.
here we go.
This is pretty good.
What do you call the president of a dance club? Donald Trump. That's good.
Donald Trump. Yeah. Anyway, what is Forrest Gump's password?
I have the same joke as you.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh well, then scratch that. I got another one for you.
Throw another. It's
It's
one
one
Forrest one.
Yeah. I've got just a one-liner here. It's a bad liner. Atheism is a non-profit organization. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm not gonna. That was.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Okay. Yeah. Why aren't koalas actual bears? They don't have the koalifications.
That would be funnier if I had a qualification. Does anyone need an ark?
I don't know.
I know a guy.
Right. What's the funniest chocolate bar?
I don't know.
Snickers. That's a laugh. Yeah, come on, 2. I'll take it. So right now it's 1 point versus 2 points.
Yeah,
Another laugh
good.
and you're
That's
out,
good. That's
eh?
good. Ooh. What is the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? A tire.
What do you call a dog that does magic? Labracadabra.
I'm not gonna laugh because I can't lose. What do sprinters eat before a race?
I don't know.
Nothing. They fast. Yeah! That's 2 apiece. Oh, we're into the death round.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Which one are we going to take? That's good.
I don't know.
Okay,
Come on.
Here we go. I just had it. Yeah, okay. A guy threw a liter of milk at me the other day. How dare he?
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know.
He was outstanding in his field.
What's Bruce Lee's favorite drink?
No idea.
What the?
No. If you witness a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness? The dad jokes since 1987,
I mean,
before I had kids.
the other day I injured my foot when I was driving. I had to call a tow company.
Nah.
Hey, yes! Come on, that's 3. And we're done.
Oh, this was my next one. What is a ninja's favorite type of shoe?
What?
Sneakers. Thank
I
you.
can laugh, I'm allowed.
Yeah, he's allowed. Thank you so much for joining in on Sunday Night Live. We'll see you next week, hopefully from a different studio type setup, which we've got coming to a screen near you, and more interviews. We've got Dr. Toomey on the show next week. We'll also hopefully have some of his music going down. We'll have different views and hilarious takes on life as we know it. But thanks for coming out, or no, they didn't come out.
Thanks for staying in.
Yeah, thanks for staying in and staying tuned. We'll see you same time next week. Enjoy your last week of full lockdown.
Come on.